and welcome back to Newfoundland and Labrador Studies 2205. This is Unit 3, The Country Grows, Section 3, Lesson 4, Video 1, on the Hudson's Bay Company and Jurisdiction. First, let's talk about life in Labrador. Labrador came under Newfoundland jurisdiction in 1809, but life in Labrador was vastly different from the island portion through the early 20th century. Labrador's population was smaller, and mainly along the coast. Innu and Inuit populations still practiced a migratory lifestyle between the coast and the interior. In 1874, the census estimated there were 1,275 people in 23 communities. The Labrador fishery was the main economic activity for Europeans. Few permanent residents engaged in it, though. The main economic activities conducted by settlers and Métis, now the Southern Labrador Inuit, of course, were fur trapping, sealing, and hunting. Most fur trading was done through the Moravian missions in northern Labrador and the Hudson's Bay Company in the south. Despite being under Newfoundland's control, Labrador's population didn't have political representation until 1946 and received few government services until the 1940s. Courts in Labrador were operated periodically after 1813, but not consistently. The Labrador Coastal Boat and Postal Service started during the 1880s. And before Confederation, many social services were provided by non-governmental sources, such as Moravian missionaries and the Grenfell Mission. Let's get in more detail on the Hudson's Bay Company. The Hudson's Bay Company, or HBC, expanded into Labrador in 1836 and built headquarters in Northwest River. They were trading posts along the Churchill River and along the northern coast. The HBC was the most significant draw for European settlers to Labrador. Fur trading activities vastly influenced Innu, Inuit, and European settlers. And the HBC also became involved in the salmon fishery and exporting seal oil. The HBC wielded significant power over many of Labrador's inhabitants. Many of the company's agents took on governmental roles and delivered relief for the poor, acted as justices of the peace, or collected customs duties. In 1926, Moravian missionaries opened stores in Nain, Hopedale, Makkovik, and Hebron. The HBC ran those posts until 1942, when it relinquished them to the Newfoundland government. Finally, let's talk about jurisdiction issues. As the importance of the Labrador fishery and the fur trade grew, so did the interest in controlling the resources. The first official agreement on who owned, notice in quotation marks, Labrador was the Treaty of Paris in 1763, which gave a portion of the Labrador Peninsula to Quebec and a portion to Newfoundland. This treaty did not define the western limits, which caused friction between the two governments. This conflict resulted in a series of legislations that transferred jurisdiction from Newfoundland to Quebec in 1774, and from Quebec back to Newfoundland in 1809. There was prolonged litigation between Canada and Newfoundland, which was resolved in Newfoundland's favor in 1927, although this is still a contentious issue today. Now it's time to continue to the next video. Take a break if you need one and have a stretch, rest your eyes, and I'll see you in a bit.